From the National Newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White. The sexual assault trial of 5 former members of Canada's World Junior Hockey team will now continue with a judge alone after the jury was dismissed. It comes after a juror sent a note to the judge indicating some of the jurors felt 2 of the defense lawyers were laughing at them as they came into the courtroom each day. Both lawyers deny doing anything of the like, but it still gave the judge concerns about jury bias. America's new ambassador to Canada, Pete Hoekstra, says his country is open for business, even as U.S. President Donald Trump refuses to lift his tariffs. Hoekstra addressed the B7 summit of business and political leaders today in Ottawa, touching briefly on Canada-U.S. relations.
I think that there will be discussions ongoing over the next couple of weeks about the United States and your host, Canada, in terms of where we move forward on a number of serious issues.
Former South Carolina Governor Nikki Haley also addressed the conference, saying Canada and other countries should not give up on doing business with the United States. A new report could shake up negotiations between Canada Post and its union just days before the deadline to strike a new deal. It recommends phasing out daily door-to-door mail delivery and expanding community mailboxes. McMaster University business professor Marvin Ryder says both sides will need to find some common ground in this report if they want to keep workers off the picket lines this spring.
And it really depends upon whether both sides, given the recommendations in the Cabinet report, approach these negotiations in a different way. If it doesn't change that in any way, then we're back to the standoff.
Ryder says he thinks the report favors Canada Post in negotiations, but it also paints a bleak picture of the Postal Service's finances. Prime Minister Mark Carney's heading to Rome tonight for Pope Leo's inaugural Mass. The Sunday ceremony marks the official start of a pope's term. Carney's expected to have bilateral meetings with several world leaders who are also making the trip to Rome. Canadian Tire might be on its way to owning Hudson's Bay and its brands, but experts say it has to be careful what it does with the iconic stripes. Retail consultant Alicia Ballantyne says customer affinity will be lost if Canadian Tire starts slapping stripes on everything.
There are categories that they're in where I don't think it makes sense. The automotive business and maybe, more of the tools and all of that, right? You have to use the stripes appropriately, but I think across apparel businesses, I think across home decor, seasonal, like lawn and patio, or camping and outdoor.
Canadian Tire still needs court permission to buy the Bay brands. This is the Canadian Press. In sports, the Maple Leafs face elimination tonight in Game 6 of their second-round playoff series against the Panthers. Florida winger Brad Marchand says his team can expect a motivated opponent after Toronto was embarrassed 6-1 at home Wednesday.
If anything, then it's going to make them hungrier, to have a bounce-back game and prove a lot of people wrong, which is a very dangerous combination. So we have to bring our best game tonight. There's no questions about that.
If the Leafs survive tonight, Game 7 will be back in Toronto on Sunday. Meantime, the NHL has fined Dallas Stars captain Jamie Benn $5,000 US for punching Winnipeg Jets forward Mark Scheifele during Game 5 of the team's second-round playoff series. The Ottawa Charge are at home tonight against the Montreal Victoire in Game 4 of their best-of-5 Professional Women's Hockey League semifinal. And the Toronto Blue Jays kick off a 3-game series tonight against the Detroit Tigers at Rogers Centre. From the Canadian Press, I'm Jason White.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.